This is Bharat FM.
बजेगा भारत झूमेगा भारत.
ये है भारत FM.
बजेगा भारत झूमेगा भारत.
Hello, namaste, and good evening to everyone. Thanks, Hriday. Thanks for Bharat FM for giving us the platform to celebrate our Earth Day. I am Vasudha Deshpande from a volunteer in Citizens Climate Lobby. I am from India and I used to work in Meridian School, Hyderabad. This is the southern part of India, where we used to organize many events that were related to the environment. Working with students gives me an immense pleasure and satisfaction. For me, Earth Day is a day that reminds me to continue to do little things that help our environment. Things like turning off the lights, conservation of energy, plant trees, the 3 Rs: recycle, reduce, and reuse. I joined Citizens Climate Lobby in 2019. Citizens Climate Lobby is a nonprofit organization that is basically focused on national policies to address climate change. We work towards the adoption of fair, effective, and sustainable climate change solutions in order to generate the political will that is necessary for the passage of the Energy Innovation and Carbon Dividend Act. We train and support our volunteers to build relationships with the elected officials, the media, and their local community. I feel honored to work with this team of energized people. I take care of social media for our chapter. We are active on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. We also have our own Northern Kentucky's chapter links and the statewide links. Thanks. Thanks, Jim. Over to Jim now.
Okay, thank you, Vasudha. Hi, my name is Jim Vogt. Really glad to be with you all here on Earth Day. What a special day for us to remember the call to be good stewards of the earth. I live in Covington, Kentucky, just outside of Cincinnati, Ohio, actually, and I'm the group leader for the Northern Kentucky chapter of Citizens Climate Lobby. Tony?
Yeah, thanks, Jim. My name is Tony Pitochnick, and I want to thank Bharat TV for having us on. I am a retired home builder from Newport, Kentucky, which is right on the Ohio River, which is one of the great rivers of the world. I'm also a co-state coordinator for CCL in Kentucky. The earth is all of ours home. We must care for it so it can care for us. Thank you.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and I'm Doug Bell, and I'm a member of the Cincinnati chapter. We're literally 1 mile across the river from the
next door neighbors.
Yes, next door neighbors. And I'm the chapter leader for the Cincinnati chapter. And I've been with Citizens Climate Lobby for 8.5 years now. And I like its culture of bipartisanship and treating people with respect. You know, we're not the yellers and the screamers. We treat everyone with professional courtesy. And I like that. And I guess we wanted to start off with me talking about what today is. Today is Earth Day, and it's actually the 51st Earth Day. This annual event, which always falls on April 22nd, is the world's largest environmental movement. This day was started in 1970 after 3 million gallons of oil spilled off the coast of California the year before. And its purpose is to increase awareness of the impact humans have on the environment. And it resonated back in 1970 with people of all political and geographical backgrounds, Democrat, conservative, liberal, conservative, all of them agreed that we needed to do something. And this led to a demonstration on that day by 20 million Americans. At that time, that made up 10% of the US population. They took to the streets, college campuses, and hundreds of cities to protest environmental ignorance and demand a new way forward for our planet. In fact, the first Earth Day is credited with launching the modern environmental movement and is now recognized as the planet's largest civic event. Earth Day united various constituencies, all with different agendas, from elementary schools having an anti-litter campaign to college campuses having a teach-in or informal classes, mothers seeking cleaner air, protests against pesticides, and proponents of population control, all under the banner of a future worth living. So the impact of this groundswell of people was immediate. By the end of 1970, the Environmental Protection Agency had been formed and the Clean Air Act was passed. In 1990, Earth Day went global, and now Earth Day, or International Mother Earth Day, as it's officially called by the United Nations, is celebrated by more than 1 billion people worldwide. Of course, the emphasis has changed over the years, from such things as clean air and clean water to now the emphasis is primarily on the threat of climate change. In fact, last year was the 50th Earth Day, and the official theme for that year was climate action. That is not just the enormous challenge, but also the vast opportunities for action on climate change. And these actions do make a difference. For example, last year, a record-tying 75% of Americans believe that human-induced global warming is happening. That's up from just 55% 5 years ago. Right now, only 1 in 10 Americans think global warming is happening. Vasudha, I'll let you take it.
Thanks, Doug. As we all know, today is Earth Day 2021, and every year there is a theme. So this year, the theme is Restore Our Earth. As we all know that we are facing many environmental issues such as air pollution, climate change, global warming, etc. It reminds us to change the way we treat our planet, also what we can do to save our planet. We have seen like last year how it had become, when everything was standstill, we really felt it. And because of this, last year we couldn't have in-person meetings. We had all the meetings that were virtual. Means Citizens Climate Lobby was working. We all were working virtually, and we did learn a lot of things last year. And we had our first virtual event in Cincinnati, Washington Park, and then we also that was our first event. In 2021. We do encourage children to understand the importance of climate change. Here are some, I will be showing you the video. So before that, let me, just brief you out about that. There are some ideas and themes by few of the children. Atman, who wrote a poem, Carolyn, Ben, Shravani, Roma, Rini, they depicted how they want the earth to be. These are all very small children, but still, they feel, when they hear about climate change, they feel that, yeah, we need to do something. Some action needs to be taken. And I'll be showing you a few postcards by our CCL volunteers, Janet, Jim, Manola, Tony, Pam, Cassandra, Elizabeth, and Ashley. So these are just few we are showing. Climate change, as we all know, is real. It is happening right now. It is the most urgent threat we are facing, and we need to work collectively together and stop it. We need to educate our surroundings, our family, and friends. If we don't take action now, who else will? Right? We really need to act now. Okay, over to Jim.
Okay, good. Thank you, Vasudha.
Yeah.
I just wanted to piggyback on what Doug shared a little bit about Earth Day. I have my own memories of the time around 1970, and I don't know if you all recall that in 1969 the Cuyahoga River, which flows into Cleveland, caught fire, and it was one of the other events that pointed to the fact that we were taking nature for granted. In fact, we were trashing nature, and the real call for us to be actors. And I mean, I think some really incredible things have happened since then. Doug mentioned a couple of them, but I think about the Clean Air Act that was passed, or just the fact that we now have viable alternative energy, solar power, wind power, which we didn't even think about in 1970. Had no conception that was a possible way of powering our economy, our society. I think also, Vasudha, of what India has done with prohibiting or abolishing plastic bags. I think there are all kinds of signs of hope today, despite what we too often hear in the news, that things are going downhill and we don't have a future. Well, I think those of us who are here today want to say we do have a future. And the future really depends, as you were saying, Vasudha, on our being involved and making it happen. And so I think this Earth Day is a good time for us to, in a sense, recommit to care for the environment and to say, what steps can we take in order to make a difference, in order to have a positive impact? And I think one of the things we want to talk a little bit about is the Citizens Climate Lobby, an organization that all of us are part of. And I just wanted to start maybe with a question that anybody might want to pick up on is, why did you choose to get involved with Citizens Climate Lobby? What was it that was attractive to you?
You know, I think something that attracted to me, there are many environmental organizations out there, but for many of them, your involvement is maybe to send an email and to write a check. And Citizens Climate Lobby is so much more. We can participate in festivals, we give presentations, we write letters, we contact local business leaders and local faith leaders and local politicians talking about the carbon fee and dividend. So it's so much more active and so much more participative than some other organizations. And I liked, as I said, the culture is very respectful and courteous. We really do try to cross that partisan divide America is suffering from right now. And so I think those are the two things that really attracted me.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, here we have, all kinds of people. We have the youth, you have the younger generation, So, I think that really makes a difference wherein everyone can pitch in and whatever, they feel about the Earth Day. So that,
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I know for myself, one of the things that was really attractive is as a busy person, a person involved in many different activities, I want to invest my time where I think it's going to make the most difference. And I feel like what we're proposing in Citizens Climate Lobby and the effort that we're making is a potential game changer for the environment, particularly in addressing global warming. Putting a price on carbon, as we say, a fee on carbon that will be increasing over the years with a dividend paid back to the citizenry on a per capita basis. As I heard about that and thought about it and saw who was involved in it, I said, I think this is where I want to spend my time. I think this is a place that these people, it's a big challenge, And I like big challenges, but big challenges means hard work and potential for big payoff. And I think that's what attracted me.
Yeah, pretty much. I agree with everything everybody said so far, but and I might kind of reiterate a lot of it. But what I got into is I realized that this is probably the premier problem that our planet faces is global warming. I like the idea of Citizens Climate Lobby, that they focus on one thing. They focus on climate, and they focus on real solutions, a solution that will actually do something about it. And then they have a vetted way of getting that solution passed. They're very organized and logical about using the resources of our volunteers. We're very organized. There are over 200,000 in the United States now, and I believe they figure members, and I believe they figure another 50,000 maybe worldwide. So anyway, I appreciated their focus. I've appreciate their real world solutions, and I also appreciate that it's a nonpartisan thing. We check our party labels at the door. This is a problem that's going to affect everybody on Earth. You can't, with $1 billion, you can't separate yourself from the Earth going down. This is our home. We've got to keep it clean and livable. And so I think that I like the idea that they're appealing to everybody. Not just one certain political group.
Yeah. Well, maybe we could also talk just a little bit about, we haven't achieved our goal yet, but are there some signs of success? Are there some signs that we're making progress, that we're in a better position now than we were 10 years ago when CCL basically started? Maybe it's a little more than 10 years ago, but what do each of you see as like indications that, yeah, we're going in the right direction?
I think we're seeing it's a slow movement, but we're seeing the movement on the part of a lot of Republicans. 5 years ago, you couldn't get a Republican politician to admit that global warming was happening. They wouldn't even admit it was happening. And now just, I think about 9 months ago, about 15 to 20 Republican members of the House came out with a plan to address climate change. It involved things like planting trees and carbon capture and sequestration. Didn't do much to actually reduce fossil fuels, but they've made that much progress. They now admit climate change is real, it's caused by humans, and the government has to do something about it. So now we're at the point from convincing them that global warming was real to now discussing solutions. And that's brand new. And I think the other thing I like is that corporations are getting more and more involved in that. More and more corporations are signing climate pledges and contacting members of Congress and contacting the president to say, we believe in climate change. Our company is acting on climate change. Our company has a plan to reduce its carbon emissions. And we think the federal government needs to have a plan as well. So those are two areas that gives me hope.
Yeah, absolutely. I joined like 6 years ago, and I've been paying attention to the discussion about climate change ever since. I listened to the radio and television a lot and the news. And at the time, everybody was going to price on carbon. They said, yeah, it might be a good idea, but the commentators were saying this, but it's just not possible. It was down there as kind of at the bottom in terms of solutions. In the meantime, now it's pretty much accepted across the board from anybody that knows anything about climate change that is probably the most effective way to reduce carbon emissions. You see John Kerry, the climate czar, is a firm believer in price on carbon, and Janet Yellen, who's the Secretary of Treasury, is also firmly in that camp. And like Doug says, businesses, or the big boys, the U.S. Chamber of Commerce, Business Roundtable, and stuff like that. It's pretty much agreed that that's the way it's going to go. And then I guess you see that climate change has become kind of very important, right up there with with as one of the top issues. And like Biden's going to have a World Summit on Earth Day with leaders throughout the world, and specifically about climate change.
Yeah, one of the things that I found most important about my involvement in the Citizens Climate Lobby is the focus on empowering citizens. I mean, none of us are experts, right? We're there because we're concerned citizens, and I think being together with you all and the thousands of other people that make up Citizens Climate Lobby is a real. It's a boost for me. I feel like I can be more effective the more I'm connected with other people who are like trying to make a difference. And I'm remembering, Tony, we were together in Mitch McConnell's office a few years ago, talking with one of his top aides and doing the lobbying that is a key part of what Citizens Climate Lobby is all about. And while he wasn't agreeing with everything we said, or saying that his boss, Senator McConnell, was going to agree with everything, he said, you know, one of the things that you guys got going for you is you keep coming back. Keep coming back. And he also mentioned, and you pay for it on your own dime. So he knew that the committed citizens who have a stubborn patience about what we're involved in doing have a power beyond what we think we really have. So that's always struck me, that the whole sense of making us, frankly, better citizens, advocates. We're the ones who are lobbying for the common good.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's another important side benefit, is I think we're strengthening our democracy. You know,
right.
Again, we're using our democracy, and that just use it or lose it. You know, and that's another very important side benefit of the work we're doing, I think.
Well, and all of us, I think, have seen a number of volunteers with CCL who have nervously gone into a member of Congress office for the first time, thinking, I can't do this. I'm really nervous. I don't know if I'm going to say the right things, and they find out they can do it. They can do it, and it's their sincerity, not that they can speak without flawlessly, but it's their sincerity, their commitment that really is the thing that is the big boost that really makes them stand apart. And then, as people get more comfortable with it, they say, hey, I can do this. I can talk to my member of Congress.
Mm-hmm.
I can make my concerns known, and I can do it effectively.
And it makes a difference. For recently, Citizens Climate Lobby supports a carbon fee and dividend, and that was just introduced into this Congress recently. It's called the Energy Innovation and Carbon Dividend Act. And they had to push back the release date by a week because they had so many more members of the House ask to be co-sponsors of the bill. And guess who was given the credit for that? It was Citizens Climate Lobby, and our speaking to our legislators, that was primarily given the credit for all of those additional members of the House asking to be co-sponsors. And that's a huge feather in our cap, and it's proof that our process does have an impact on members of Congress.
Mm-hmm.
And also, I think there is one good thing about Citizens Climate Lobby is there might be many people who really see, everyone cares about our Mother Nature, right? We all care. It's not that. So there is a way in which you all can contribute. The other people can contribute is they can, just send email, or we even have monthly calling campaign. So even if they do just monthly once, and I'll show you the website wherein you can just log in and just send an email to the member of Congress, or monthly, calling. These two things you can do it.
Yeah, absolutely. Just go to the main website, and there's a take action link. Click on the words take action. There's all sorts of ways that You don't even have to be a member. You can get in and you can make a difference and participate. Absolutely.
Well, the neat thing about this monthly calling campaign is that they give you all you need to do. I mean, it takes what, like 5 minutes a month,
Yes.
and yet it's the combined impact of many people, in a sense, saying the same thing in their own words that really can have an impact, can make a difference. Let's just talk a little bit about what are the different ways. We've already started talking a little bit about the monthly calling campaign. What are the different ways that people can get connected or involved with CCL if they were interested?
Mm-hmm. Well, I think obviously they can, go to the website and check us out, look up the Energy Innovation and Carbon Dividend Act, see if it's something that they like. And there's a join button. And the nice thing about CCL, there aren't any dues, and you can participate as little or as much. 1 hour a year or 5 hours a week. We'll be so happy for whatever you can contribute. There are no requirements on you one way or the other.
Yeah, and I think at this point, Doug, you may know this more specifically than I do, but I think we have chapters in just about every congressional district in the country.
If not, we're very close. If we don't have it in every district, we're within 10 to 15 of
So
every district in the U.S. Yeah.
So the point is, no matter where you are, if you're in the United States and in a number of other countries as well.
Right.
I don't know, how many countries are we in? Do you know?
I think we have chapters in India and 23 other nations is what I've heard. Yeah.
So
India has just started this one. So they have in some metro places. So yeah, I think it is worldwide, right? So people from any country, they can contribute.
Yep.
So almost regardless of where you are, you can get involved in some kind of local group. Yeah. As Doug said, by going to the Citizens Climate Lobby website, and they have it all listed there. It's a very, very well-developed website, and you can see who to contact. One of the nice things I think about the Citizens Climate Lobby is I think they're still having weekly introductory conference calls, Zoom calls probably at this point. I think it's every Wednesday night where you can just sit in and get a little overview of what's happening at that point, find out who you could contact in your area if you want to get involved. It's just an easy way, probably lasts 45 minutes or an hour at most. And it's an easy way just to get a little bit more informed and see how you can connect.
Mm-hmm.
Any other things we want to say about the CCL?
I just like hanging out with the people. That's kind of like, going to the Earth Day Festival. There's all these people and we all believe the same thing. And while some are interested in recycling and some are interested in cleaning the rivers and some are interested in organic foods and some are interested in climate change. It's really a bunch of really good people who care. If they care enough about the Earth to give up their time, the vast majority are just really decent, nice people. And I enjoy the people I meet here as well.
You make new friends.
I second that.
You do. Mm-hmm.
I second that totally, yeah.
That's quality people. Sort of that sense of community built around a common concern.
Right.
And that in itself is empowering.
Yeah. It is. And also CCL, the website, has a lot of training. Once you become a member, if you want to learn how to write a letter to the editor of the newspaper, there's training on that. If you have a meeting, there are sample agendas on that. There are talking points about a carbon fee and dividend or an Energy Innovation Carbon Dividend Act that you can use. There's an endorsement database. If you get a local business owner to endorse our plan, there's a database for that. And so I get a lot of young people, college students or those right out of college. And I say, if you're interested in learning how to be a political activist and do it in a positive, constructive manner, Citizens Climate Lobby, they have hundreds of links of training available on that website to just make you better and give you those skills.
One of the neat things that Vasuda did just recently too is they have periodically an op-ed that's written by one of the staff members that you can use and just in a sense insert a local perspective, and so it's like a ready-made contribution that you can make to your local newspaper by just adding a few of the local examples, and it's they just make it easy.
And also, one more thing about Citizens Climate Lobbies, they do provide internships for the students who want to get involved in this. So that is also one, good way for the younger generation to get involved in this. So,
I think it gives me hope. Being a part of this organization with people like this, it helps give me hope and some optimism for the future.
Yeah, and I think for the most part, people, when they're involved in this, go away feeling better than before they got involved. And
right.
That to me that's a really good sign. I think people are looking for places and people and organizations where they feel like, this is a place of hope. This is a place where we can make a difference, and I feel better because of it.
True.
Okay, I think so. Thanks everyone. Thanks.
Well, thank you for setting it up. This is
It's
very
been fun.
yeah.
Thanks Bharat FM for giving us this platform.
Yes.
Thank you everyone.
This is Bharat FM.
बजेगा भारत झूमेगा भारत.
ये है भारत FM.
बजेगा भारत झूमेगा भारत.